Hey there, YouTubers. Welcome back. The 5 Destroyer here. And guess what we're doing today? Yeah, more of this mess here. The training grounds. Okay, we already covered this side here, so let's start on this side. We've got here your your character has right here. Age, AC, their swim, rip, and their HP. Age is how old they are. All your characters have an age, and if they get too old, they'll die, which happens around 50. Usually, they start losing stats until they die. 50 years old, basically meaning that's going to start happening. So you want to keep an eye on that. AC class. You remember me talking about that in couple videos ago? Well, AC class is basically how much damage your character, how much protection your character has to avoid damage from from monster attacks. It helps, trust me. Now, swim. Swim is is basically how good your character is at diving in deep depth. Deep depths. Kind of like in a pool or something. If you're, right now, Kylus here, remember him? Kylus' swim level is 0, which means if you throw him to the bottom of the pool, he will most certainly drown. He will most likely drown if you throw him to the second layer of the pool. This is, however, unaffected if your character has negative status, like paralysis or something, and is like at Bubba's Health Spa or the level 5 healing pool, which I'll get to when we get there. RIP. You're probably anyone knows what RIP stands for. Rest in peace. RIP with the 0 in it is how many times that character has died within the maze and has been brought back to life. Now, now in that case, look at here. This stat right here, vitality, see it? Well, you can barely see it, but see this stat right here? Vitality is critical for hit points, but it's also critical because the more vitality you have, the more times you can be brought back to life. Or so I've heard from other YouTubers, Let's Players. Now, his hit points. Everybody who's played an RPG knows what hit points are. How many hits your character can take before he becomes dead. Or unconscious or whatever. I'm going to call him dead. Same rules apply. Kylus here, however, got a okay roll with his hit points. Meaning that he's only got 9. He's level 1, remember, but 9 isn't bad for a starting character. Now, down here, right next to where the equipment and the stats and stuff over there are your status, your spell points, and the options you have. Status means just that. How is your character doing? Well, right now, Kylus has just been born, so he's got to be okay. Otherwise, there's something wrong with him. Okay status means you're unaffected by any you don't have any negative statuses influencing you. You're not dead, ashes, or lost forever. The negative statuses are poison, paralysis, afraid, petrify, and asleep. Your basic, well, except for afraid, your basic negative statuses. Your death statuses are different. But let's go over the negative statuses first. Negative statuses are basically things that happen to your character that are negative. Like, if your character is poisoned, each step you take during your trip through the maze inflicts damage to him over time until he either succumbs to the poison or you get out of there, or cast a Latymophis spell. Asleep is basically your character is unable to be active, and he'll suffer a beating until he wakes up or the monsters manage to kill him. Paralyze. Paralyze is sort of like asleep, except your character knows it's happening. paralyzed, your character can't act, and until either he's dead or he's free from paralysis. Then you have petrify. Petrify, your character can't act, and it's not, you can't free him without a spell or go into the Temple of Cant. Your character, however, can still take damage, which is a negative. You don't want any of your characters to be affected by petrify status. And fear status is like, basically, if you have a character who's been affected by fear, they're unable to act for a short amount of time. It depends. Or, if your wizard's been affected by fear, that wizard cannot identify anything until you engage in battle. Simple cure. Oh, now let's go over to the death statuses. There are 3, and these are critical. 3. 1, 2, 3. The first death status is basically Doom, or regular old death status. Your character has been slain in battle. They have 0 hit points, meaning you can't cast a healing spell on them and restore those hit points. Well, a regular healing spell. You must cast spells, a spell like D, take them to the level 5 healing pool and drop them into the bottom level, or go to the Temple of Cant. And like I said before, Temple of Cant charges you twice times their level. Well, whatever their level is, times like 150 or 200 or whatever. Ashes. Ashes is worse. Ashes means someone flubbed up a healing spell either at the temple or your character, it's your clerical character, and they're basically in a jar. Your character is one step away from being gone forever and having having to start over. And you really don't want this to happen. Don't want the next healing revival spell to mess up, because being in ashes state, you're one step away of having that character gone and all their equipment and everything. Just bam. The game deletes, the game basically says they're lost forever. You can't, you can't get them back. Now lost. Now your lost status. Your lost status, Wizardry has a 3-strike penalty. Doom is strike 1, Ashes is strike 2, and strike 3 is lost forever. If you do not revive them on the 3rd attempt for a revival spell, you will lose that character. You will have to start again, and you and most likely me, or anybody who's played this game, will be extremely pissed off. Trust me. You don't want lost happening to your character. Okay, back to the fun. Let's go with these 2. Now, this box right here is just read and leave. These 2 here are basically it. Read reads these spells here. This spot right here is spell points. How many points of spells your character has if he can cast magic. What I call magically literate. And read will see what spells he's got. And this is a shout out to you, Chaz Dragoon. You need to check read often very well, because honestly, I watched your video and I was surprised that you didn't level grind as hard or as far as I seen you do. You were only level 12 by the end of it. Anyway, I'm just letting you know. And leave basically stops the inspection. So we're done with that. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, let's go to Gilgamesh's. We're going to have Kylus start exploring the maze to give you a tutorial on how to explore the maze. Come on, Kylus. Yep, Kylus is alone. He's a good fighter. AC class is 8. Hit points are 9. Status is 9. Let's go to the maze. Entering the heart of the maelstrom. And next video, we will explore the maze, and the final part of the tutorial will be complete. See you then. Ciao.